2022 was one of the best years for horror in the genre's history. One actress at the center of that was Mia Goth, who starred in T. West's critically acclaimed slasher film X and its prequel, Pearl. Goth will be scaring moviegoers again later this month in Brandon Cronenberg's Infinity Pool, but she'll also soon be reprising the role of MaXXXine in the final film in West's X Trilogy, MaXXXine. There's still a lot that horror fans are dying to know about the film, but in a recent interview with Variety promoting Infinity Pool, Goth teased MaXXXine as the best script of the trilogy, and quote, "It's the best script of the three by far. It's going to be the best movie of the three. We're all so tight now. This is going to be our third movie we're working on together, and everyone's coming back together, so it's bringing the band all back together again," Goth said. The actress continued saying, "We just have a shorthand with each other. We know how everybody works and we're all so excited. It's the biggest story of the three with the highest stakes, and MaXXXine has gone through so much at this point. So when we find her in this new world, she's just a force to be reckoned with, and she goes through some pretty wild adventures." And quote, Goth also confirmed that MaXXXine will begin filming this year, saying, "Yeah. I'm in prep with the script, doing my homework, getting everything ready. Then you let it all go. Once you get to set, and just hope that some magic comes from it." When X came out in March of last year, Goth took the horror genre for one memorably wild ride in her dual performances as MaXXXine and Pearl. MaXXXine was this wannabe Hollywood star full of hopeful life, while Pearl was this old woman whose dreams of becoming a dancer and famous star were depressingly behind her. MaXXXine and her boyfriend used Pearl's farm to shoot an adult film, but the sight of that blended together with her growing jealousy made Pearl snap. In classic slasher fashion, she went on a murderous rampage. Then, in Pearl, West flipped the horror script by showing a younger Pearl in a 1918 Wizard of Oz-inspired fantasy that quickly turned into a hellish nightmare. No matter if you're talking about X or Pearl, Goth gave three of the best performances of 2022. It's a shame she's not getting the awards attention she deserves, because her descent into madness in both films has quickly become iconic. We didn't know the names of MaXXXine or Pearl before 2022, but now horror fans can't imagine the genre without them, all thanks to Goth's killer instincts. Whether it was her eerie facial expressions that changed on a haunting dime, her legendary one-take Pearl monologue, or her effectively playing a character that's decades older than she is, Goth is one of horror's new favorite scream queens. X was all about the 70s and the exploitation era of Hollywood, while Pearl was a golden age bloodbath, but both twisted the American dream in some unique and horrifically sinister ways. We don't know the exact plot of MaXXXine yet, but it will focus on MaXXXine in the 80s after she killed Pearl and center around the industry's VHS era. That's enough to get any genre fanatic excited, but hearing that Goth thinks MaXXXine is the best written of the franchise is glee-inducing, especially when you consider that X and Pearl are two of the best written horror films of the last decade. While we wait to watch Goth and West scare us once again, you can watch MaXXXine's previously released teaser down below. X and Pearl are currently available on all major VOD platforms and Blu-ray. Marvel fans are exactly 1 month away from the release of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The highly anticipated film led by Paul Rudd is the start of Phase 5 for the MCU, and because of that the marketing for Quantumania isn't pulling any of its bite-sized punches. We have gotten a ton of new teasers, posters, and images, and tickets for the film just went on sale. Now, a new poster for Quantumania released by Dolby Labs further teases what fans can expect from this trilogy capper. Like many of the posters released for Quantumania so far, this latest poster sees all our favorite characters and our soon-to-be new favorite villains stuck in the quantum realm. There's Rudd Scott Lang aka Ant-Man, Evangeline, Lily's Hope Van Dyne aka The Wasp, Catherine Newton's Cassie Lang, Michelle Pfeiffer's Janet Van Dyne, and Michael Douglas Hank Pym. However, looming and scheming behind him is Jonathan Majors Kang the Conqueror. Surrounding our core group of heroes and villains is the colorful yet dangerous backdrop of the quantum realm that has various images of Kang and his army, Scott, and Hope sprinkled throughout. Quantumania looks to move past the small-scale heist adventures of the first two Ant-Man movies and grow its heartfelt family themes found throughout this franchise to a gigantic emotional apex. Scott has been through a lot since he helped save the world with the Avengers in Endgame. He lost 5 years with his daughter Cassie, who's now all grown up and following in her father's footsteps on the wrong side of the law. He's trying to make up for lost time, and the thought of that time only grows more apparent with every passing moment. This brings us to Kang and why Quantumania is such an exciting prospect from a narrative perspective. When Cassie accidentally sucks the entire Ant-Man team into the quantum realm, Scott meets up with the sinister Kang and strikes a bargain. If Ant-Man helps him, and the hero can get the lost time with his daughter back. While this is the first time Ant-Man will have a proper Avengers-level story in one of his films, the central theme of Unquote, family and quote, still rings true in this larger-than-life, deal with the devil story. From the trailers, those father-daughter themes look to be charging an emotional tale, and Kang doesn't appear to be messing around. The stakes of Quantumania couldn't be any higher, as it feels like Ant-Man might not make it out of this film alive. Kang's the main villain of the multiverse saga, and the upcoming Avengers, the Kang dynasty after all. He wants out of the quantum realm, and the iconic villain will do it by any means necessary. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is shrinking its way to theaters on February 17, 2023. While Marvel fans anxiously wait to see the fate of Ant-Man and the start of Kang's dynasty, you can view the new Dolby poster down below.